Hey guys, part 2 of the broken door handle Miata video, and I managed to get the door open and I've put the window up, and we're getting ready now to replace the pesky broken spring that you should be able to see right there. So that's our culprit, that's why we're having problems, and I'll quickly explain to you how I managed to get the door open in the end using this latch here. Now, I pushed on this, all the things that it should have worked, that looks like it should have worked. This here wouldn't release the door. You can see it's actuating everything in the middle of the latch. That didn't work, everything else didn't work, but what I ended up doing was pushing that lever there, which is invisible from the top. You can't see it. But what I did was I got in there with a slightly curved rod. Basically, I actually took one of the rods off the spare mechanism and used it. This one right here. And I used this end right there. And by using that, I was able to sneak it around. Now, which side was it? There we go. The side with this bracket here. So I was able to sneak it down and around and then fish around in there and push until I managed to get onto that. And then that pushed it down and it released the door for me. So that is where you want to be, right here. When you push that down, it releases it. It's just impossible to see it from the top. Okay, so that's how we got in. So we're in now. What I'm going to do is I am going to remove this spring and have it at the ready for when we get the old one off of the old latch. And of course, doing this one-handed is pretty tough, but I'm just going to get in there. Now, this is something you can do by hand. The other way to do this is to remove the entire mechanism. So I'm just going to stand you up there for a second. There we are. So it goes through that hole there, and there. Okay, I'll point to it with a tool so my greasy fingers aren't gonna get in the way. So again, the spring goes through this hole here, and then it goes through this hole right here. Okay, now the fun part is going inside the door and performing that action in a very tight space where you can't really do a whole lot. So I'm going to go in there right now, and I'll see if I can film it at the same time, because that's a lot of fun. I'm just going to take my watch off so that I don't get my hands stuck in the door. There we go. Okay, I'm going in. There we go. So that's the broken one. One of these things broke off the other side of it. That's why it stopped working. Now, I can see the tail of it still in the opposite hole where it was. So I'm going to see if I can fish that out first. Because we don't really want that getting into the mechanism or causing us any trouble. Well, it's out. We'll just make sure we get it out of there and onto the ground or wherever it'll end up. But I'll make sure that it's in the clear. So now that we've got that done, now we need to try to fish this guy in and then stretch it. I think I'm going to do the other side first. I say the other way you could do it is just take the whole thing out and clean it and do it that way. But if I can just rest that there, and if you've got a hook tool like the one I'm about to use, if you get lucky, hook the end like that. And it's in. I made that look easy. It's usually never that easy. Okay, so that spring is, oh, there we go. That's better. And looks like it's actuating properly. Sorry for the shaky camera work there. Yeah, it was, the mechanism was jammed up. Now that's, I actually sprayed it with silicone spray rather than penetrating oil. The PB Blaster penetrating oil is just way too smelly for interior stuff, and you'd be smelling it for weeks. So that's why I just used some silicone spray, and it looks like it's all working good now. So let's close it. Oops, yeah. Try that again. Okay, so it's closed, and let's see if it opens. Oh, look at that. Success, guys. That's how you fix a stuck door handle mechanism on a, well, actually any Miata from 1990 all the way up to 97 has the exact same latch assembly. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll make more for you soon.